Yep.
What's up, everybody? My name's Jordan. We got Ridge,
What's up, dude?
and today, when we are far side of the pod, I'm sure y'all know that. But today, let's get started. We got some goodness to start on. We gotta say something. We haven't talked about sports in a minute, but we got a little something cool for all you Taco Bell heads out there, and especially the lovers of the Baja. Today, the MLB officially announced that Mountain Dew Baja Blast is the official soft drink for the Major League Baseball. Now, if this ain't American, I don't know what is. I know people can go off and say Coca-Cola, but this is just pure blood American right here.
This is more than pure blood American. This is reaching all cultures right here now.
Yep.
Having Baja Blast.
Baja Blast. They know.
I mean, I don't see how it.
What's good, Crypt? What's up, Cryptic?
I don't think it gets no better than that.
Cryptic's already saying what's up, Cryptic. No, man.
But anyway,
Baja Blast being the official soft drink for a major league baseball league is just so.
For all of the MLB,
it's just so mind-boggling because even Ridge was saying before we even started the pod, it was like a limited time drink that for ages we had to wait for a certain time of the year just to have. Now we have it year round. Now it's the official drink of the Major League Baseball.
Now you're going to be able to go into any Major League Baseball stadium, and this is going to be on tap, more than likely for us. On tap, brother.
Let me get some.
Just imagine going to a Braves game and just having your little cup, because if you get more than just a little cup, it's going to cost you about $15. You're going to be able to sit there and be sipping on Baja Blast watching the teams get after each other. It's fucking incredible. Excuse my French just now. I got excited, all right.
That's excitement at its peak.
It's an exciting thing.
If I can possibly catch an Aaron Judge home run in my Mountain Dew Baja Blast, I am going to curse.
That's a commercial right there, by golf, for that. That is a freaking commercial for them.
As I said,
and if y'all don't believe us, go look it up.
As I said, when ice hockey won the world gold medal today, somebody blast Freebird.
Golly, it's freaking exciting.
All right, so as per the normal,
moving on.
As we get to our normally regularly scheduled program here. So while we had our little hiatus over the last couple of weeks, we got the official announcement that A24 is doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. Well, redoing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. Officially, we are at first getting a television show telling the origin story, per se, of Leatherface and the Sawyer family. Ridge, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, they're the ones that, if I'm not mistaken right now, A24 also is the ones in charge of Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I think
now as well.
I think they're doing the Peacock show, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it is exciting times with A24, and also knowing that Glenn Powell is going to be the one producing it. That's going to be interesting. Especially since he is from Texas, so I mean he's got a little bit of leverage right there. So
for sure, and
I'm looking forward to it, 100%.
As somebody who's been I've been a wishy-washy Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. I mean, there's only a few of the movies that I really enjoy in the franchise. I'm hoping this makes me more of a fan of it. I mean, especially with the style of A24 and how they do their horror movies. I could really see this getting. I mean, I definitely feel like they're going to be touching up on the basis of what Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans like, and that's the brutality of Leatherface and the crazy cannibalistic inbred nature that the Sawyer family is. And also I failed to mention that after the show they are going to be doing a movie. So I just hope it leads to a really good Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I can't wait to get a version of Leatherface that could end up being arguably the most messed up version of Leatherface. I mean, Leatherface is already a really messed up character. I mean, he is definitely a very not underestimated, but what's the word, Ridge? He's very misunderstood. He's a very misunderstood character.
Know.
Because I mean, if y'all don't know, he's very autistic, and he's coming from an inbred family, and he's treated as.
No, he has Down syndrome.
Oh, is it confirmed he's got Down syndrome?
Well, as far as if you go back and look at some movies, to me, and take it, I'm no expert in it, he has a lot of. Why are we struggling with the word, Slater?
Because we're not trying to get canceled.
He has a lot of like mirrors of someone that has Down syndrome.
So it does say that it does say that he has severe mental disabilities. He has special needs, of course. He is depicted as nonverbal, acting out of fear, and acting childlike. And he is a member of an abusive family. So
the pieces I grabbed that are from someone that's Down syndrome is occasionally nonverbal and still at an adult age acts in a childlike manner. Now, also, you have to remember who Leatherface is actually based off of, too. He's based off of Ed Gein.
Yeah.
And Ed Gein did have mental problems himself,
right.
So...
And that's the thing.
I mean, it could just be that
his mom did manipulate. Ed Gein's mom did manipulate him as well, and the think about how Ed Gein inspired American Psycho and just Psycho. I mean, he inspired Psycho.
Texas Chainsaw,
and you got to think about it. Psycho and American Psycho and Texas Chainsaw both portrayed that the main villain per se was pretty much controlled by their mother or forced to do things by their mother, and that's the thing with Leatherface is he, like I said, he's neurodivergent, he's nonverbal, he's pretty childlike, so he technically is just doing what his family tells him to do. He just does it in a very brutal way.
Right.
But like I said, I'm just excited to see what they do with it because I want them to make me more of a fan of the franchise. I want to see something that like gets me excited for the franchise again. Because like I said, after that Netflix movie they came out with a few years ago, I need something to make me excited about this franchise again because that was horrible. Like I would probably the only horror movie right now that I would probably put as worse than that is the new Stranger movies. So
the latest Texas Chainsaw, it was okay. Like it felt like it was low budgeted.
It's got some good moments. Like you can't you're not gonna lie. The part where he comes into the bus and all of those people are like, "You're gonna get canceled, bro," and like they're like live streaming them, and he just starts murdering all of them inside the van. Like that part's cool.
Yeah,
like that's the best part of the movie in my opinion, just because it's like funny. But other than that, like that the
funniest part's at the end.
I hate the ending, bro. That's like.
That's the funniest part of the movie.
It is funny.
I find that to be hysterical.
It's funny, but it's like I hate sometimes. Sometimes I like endings like that when it makes sense, but that part just had me like I've never turned it off a movie so fast and was like, what is this? Like, what was that? Like, I don't know.
Now you know good and well. You know good and well you've had other movies
No, no,
that
no.
have had that same feeling toward.
No.
Really?
Oh no, for real. I literally just watched The Strangers Chapter 2 yesterday, and I'll go on and on because the 2008 Strangers with Liv Tyler is one of the best horror movies ever in my opinion. It's scary, it's gripping, it's on the edge of your seat. Then the second one that came out, Pray at Night, was awesome. I love that movie. But then when they came out with these new ones, I went and watched Chapter 1 in theater, and I literally left the movie theater. It was the first time in a long time I left the movie theater and said, what the hell did I just watch? Like, what was that? Then I just watched the second chapter yesterday with Brittany, and I literally kept looking back at her and it's like, what is she doing? Like, what? The exit's right there. Go! Like, it's just one of the, it's just.
Can I throw out one
Go ahead.
that was also to me worse than Texas Chainsaw, the last one that we got, Upgrade.
Let me tell you, man. Me and Ridge watched this movie together, and we were excited for it. Like, it wasn't like, I remember we were pumped to watch it because it was a cool idea, but then the end of it, just the guy just getting. I mean, sorry if I'm going to spoil it for you, but I really don't care because the movie's ass. But
It's been out for so long
Yeah.
now.
But I just remember me and Ridge, like, we non-verbally just looked at each other and we're both like, nuh-uh. Because you watch this you watch this whole movie with this main character, then that main character gets killed. And it's just like when he's supposed to be like,
Bro, what's that?
When he's supposed to be this genetically modified dude, and he just gets meme-acked. And it's just like, Cryptic, you said you live.
Yeah, that movie.
Listen, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, you multitasking.
All right, so anyway,
Anyways,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Let's
A24.
move on because I've done slipped up twice.
Now let's get on into a horror franchise that we do know about and that we have loved since the beginning. Chucky, Child's Play, whatever you want to call it. Ridge, I'll let you take this over because I know you're a bigger Chucky fan than I am. Even though I am a big fan of him, but I know you're more of a fan than I am.
Oh, well, okay, I guess. So it's come out here recently. I seen it on Facebook. And I don't remember where at exactly, but I'm sure you can look it up if you're just so itching to figure out where it come from. But Jennifer Tilly has come out and said that the new Chucky movie is in the works. I gotta be honest with you, man. You were hyping me up so big on being a big time fan of it, but I've lost interest.
I mean, you're being
Chucky.
honest. I want you to be honest.
After the TV series came out, the first season was okay, and then after that, it just lost me. They lost me. By the time the second season came around, I might have watched 1 or 2 episodes. And then I quit watching it. And then I just lost the interest.
Well, here's the reason why I even...
And then they brought back What's-Her-Face.
Who? Oh,
and it just didn't do any favors.
Brad Dourif's daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they brought in the live-action versions of his kid.
See...
And it still wasn't doing nothing for me.
See, this is my part with Child's Play. I like the original Child's Play. I love the original Child's Play. It's classic. But I'm more of a fan, and you probably are too. But I'm more of a fan of like The Bride of Chucky and The Seed of Chucky, that era of Chucky.
Yeah.
I love the way Chucky
Yeah,
looks with
whenever
the
it was
scars.
hilarious.
I like how Chucky looks with the scars. I like the over the topness because with Chucky it makes sense. He's literally a toy doll, and I like the goofiness. But to me, sometimes, and this is just me, sometimes it's kind of hard for me to get in it when he looks like just like the regular doll. I guess it's just because I grew up knowing Chucky with the scarred face, so it's like that's the part that gets me. But I'm also going to say this.
Don't get me wrong. I like him in his normal.
Yeah, yeah.
I like his normal state. Now here's the thing too. Sorry to interrupt what you was about to say. I hope you can remember it.
Oh, I'll remember it.
I like how he used to look back whenever he was first shown as a doll.
Like if you're looking at the
Not
picture,
since he's been,
if you're looking at the picture I
made
got up right
new
now,
again.
when you look at the picture I got right now, on the left, that's his newer look. In the middle, that's what the look I'm talking about being my favorite. But the one on the right here, he looks awesome right here. Like that's OG Chucky.
That's the classic look.
Right, so these Chuckies are like they're cool, but I feel like they try to make him look more too modern right here. But honestly, it makes sense because he technically can move his soul through multiple dolls and stuff like that. And
Now, to be fair, too, we got the new whatever they were calling the other good guy doll. You remember the other live action movie we got?
the Buddy doll.
Yeah. I don't remember what they called that movie, to be honest with you. I don't remember if they called that Child's Play. Okay, I wasn't for sure if they did or not, because it was like a big ordeal.
Yeah.
That they were calling it Child's Play, but at the same time we were still getting the classic Chucky stuff.
And
and it was just,
that's what I was about to get onto is like, I'm sorry to say this, but I prefer that Child's Play movie over like The Curse of Chucky and The Cult of Chucky. Like movies like that.
The new one?
Like the one where Mark Hamill does the voice of Chucky.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I loved that movie. Like I
get you.
I think that movie is severely underrated, honestly.
I would have preferred us to go down a route of getting a sequel of that movie.
Yeah.
Over us getting the TV series that we got, over this new movie that we got or are getting, because it's still going to be with the same old, Now, to be 100% honest,
I understand not liking the new Chucky, that version of Chucky, just because he's not a possessed doll. He's just an animatronic doll who pretty much just get his safety protocols turned off and stuff like that. But my thing is like, and this is probably because of that, of him not being a possessed doll. The only thing that I wanted to be different about that movie was the fact that we didn't hear Mark Hamill do like the Chucky voice, like he only did the talking, like the little kid sounding talk up until like the last scream you hear him do. It sounds more like a Chucky scream. But I wanted to hear.
Well, that's because we were supposed to.
Go ahead.
It seemed like we was about to pick up with the sequel of the movie, where we would end up with a more so Chucky.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they did it, if they like retconned everything from the TV show and picked up with the seed of Chucky, like years later type of thing. Just because I don't know.
To be honest, what I wish that they would do is they would just go back. Go back and reboot the story.
Yeah, honestly.
Retell the old story. I mean, you can have the same guy that's in charge of it if he's wanting to be. You can find a new role for Jennifer Tilly where she's not necessarily the Tiffany doll yet, but instead, like, she's side character that we get introduced to early on to give you ideas of where this could possibly end up going, but we don't know for sure yet because we haven't gotten to that point.
Right.
Just restart the thing.
And
That's what I would prefer.
And it does feel bad, kind of thinking that too, just because Jennifer Tilly's iconic in the franchise, and I want her to be a part of it still. But it's also like people will.
Oh, I love her being a part of it.
People will probably if people listen to this and disagree with it, they'll probably get mad at the fact that I'm saying this. But it's like, as a Scream fan, I hear people all the time talk about, why are y'all still beating a dead horse? Why are y'all still beating a dead horse? First of all, this franchise has had its ups and downs. Talking about Child's Play, it's had its big ups and it's had its big downs. The thing about the Scream franchise, it's been level. It's been there's not a bad Scream movie. They're always at least decent. And the fact that we've got movies and shows that have been canceled and stuff like that for Child's Play, it's like, at this point, would it be too bad to start fresh? Or honestly, even reboot the franchise? Not remake, but reboot to where the point where it's different characters and not dealing with Andy or not dealing with...
Have it be underneath a new creative.
Right.
Like, why not? Like, let What's-His-Face oversee it, sure, to an extent, but have a new director in there. Have new creative minds on it.
Honestly,
like how
you want me to be real?
Scream has had a new... What's up?
To be real with you, I just thought about this. Why don't we have a movie that is kind of set place in the same universe, per se, and have it be a different killer, a different doll, or like you know what I'm saying, like a different serial killer or whatever puts himself in a different doll that doesn't look like Chucky, but make a new horror
because you end up having a lot more haters if you do that, and you don't just run with Chucky.
And that's
because then a lot of people.
When I thought about it, really, when I do think about it, I think about Spiral, how Spiral was just like a spinoff.
If you want to do something like that, hear me out. It's a stupid move, but it's a move I'd slightly be interested in, especially since their second movie wasn't great and they need a rebound. Why not somehow intertwine Chucky into the Megan universe?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm down with that, especially if we go back to the Mark Hamill Chucky. Just because.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to go back to that.
But the only
you don't have to go back to that one. You could.
Honestly, you're right.
The reason why I say you don't go back to that one is because you already have your AI doll in Megan.
Well, that's the only reason I brought.
And then you have your possessed. Then you have your possessed one in Chucky.
And excuse me,
you can do something.
Excuse my French, but couldn't you imagine, like, Megan go to say something to Chucky and he's just like, "You're one crazy bitch, ain't you?"
I mean, it would be funny.
It would be funny,
and especially by that point because of how old you could, by all accord, just to make this work even more. By the time we got around to that movie, Megan would be aged up. Like she was in the second movie. She's aged up again. Right? So that way it makes more sense.
We could get a Chucky versus Megan movie. That'd be like a new Freddy versus Jason, but it's Chucky versus Megan.
Right. And it's one of those that it just doesn't make sense, but at the same time people would go watch it because it'd be hilarious to see.
It's just a pure fan service movie. And honestly, that's what really should happen.
That's what they need.
Yeah.
That's what they both need right now, is a fan service to have happen, so that way they can get people into theaters to be interested in both of them.
Yeah.
You'll have people interested in a new Chucky movie, don't get me wrong, but you'll have more if you do some fan service and intertwine two different movie genre or two different villains or killers or whatever you want to call them in a movie.
Right.
Doll versus doll.
Or we can get, and this is the dumbest thing I'm ever going to say, Ridge, so don't mind me on this one. Or we could get the Warrens versus Chucky. Let's see if we can get the ultimate priest versus the ultimate possessed doll.
God.
That could see something I could see happening in Scary Movie 6.
I want to throw out one more idea. I can't remember which one it was. I want to say it was in Cult of Chucky, wasn't it? Where we run across the dude in the mental asylum that points out all these different serial killers.
I think that's Cult of Chucky, because that's the one where I kind of stole a quote from the movie just now when I was talking about the Megan thing, but there's like a crazy woman talking, and he like kind of stops and looks at her, and he's just like, "You're a crazy bitch, ain't you?"
No. You're thinking. No, I'm talking about a completely different scene though, of where there's a guy that.
I was just saying that's where I got that from.
Runs across everything and is able to tell them, but then I mean, it's already slightly canon, I guess. If you have all these different serial killers, weapons, and whatnot in there. Why not just do something stupid and have an Avengers level? I think so.
Because, I mean, I could be like, look, I've not watched those movies multiple times. I've not seen them in eons. So, but when I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of I think it's Halloween Resurrection. When Michael Myers is leaving the asylum.
What's it?
That guy, he's like standing in there and he's like, Michael Myers, born this year in Haddonfield, Illinois, killed his sister. Like, he's naming what Michael Myers has done, and he puts like a clown mask on, and he's like to still ramble on what Michael's been doing, and Michael just like looking at him as he's walking out, and this guy's just like geeking out that Michael Myers is there. Like, that was.
But I could have swore there was something about Chucky in there too, or something. Was there not? Or am I just throwing things out?
Like I said, I don't know if that happened in any of the Chucky movies, but that specific scene is from Halloween Resurrection. Because
okay, well that might have been what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, they've both had parts in the sane asylum, so why not just have why not have an Avengers level slasher movie?
I could just imagine Chucky just
where you have Chucky, you have Michael Myers, you have Jason Voorhees, you have all these characters thrown into one movie.
Just have Chucky join the Poonverse.
Oh. All right, let's move on. We're spitballing stupid stuff now.
All right, so over this last week, we got the confirmation that McKenna Grace has been casted as your new Daphne in the up-and-coming Netflix live-action Scooby-Doo series. Ridge, I'll go ahead and let you get your thoughts on that out before I ramble on about it.
Yes, so we've talked about this as soon as we've seen the news.
Yeah.
I am. Don't get me wrong. It's a good cast, right? It's a good job.
She's a great actress.
That's all I can say. Good job. Good job on that. But until I see it, right. Not even until I see it, until I hear reviews from more than just you, by the way.
Yeah. Because
I have a feeling you're going to say it's a good watch. I'm skeptic. I am very, very skeptic on it, and the reason why is because anything that we have gotten live action Scooby-Doo wise since we haven't had, to me personally,
we haven't had a good Scooby-Doo.
We haven't had a good live action
since OG
James Gunn's.
Yeah.
Since James Gunn directed Scooby-Doo's live action.
And that's fact.
That's the last one that I thought was real good.
That's
Now, take it. This one's supposed to go with like whenever they first meet Scooby Doo himself. Apparently, Daphne and Shaggy are friends at a summer camp, and they end up meeting Fred and Velma there too. And then they run across this Great Dane that has witnessed a murder, and so now they gotta solve it. Just based off of that, like, okay, sure, but I'm not fully bought in on this idea yet, and I'm just worried, I guess.
I mean, it's our generation was blessed with the greatest live action version of Scooby Doo we're ever gonna get, and that's something I can confidently say, because I mean, there's nobody doing it better than Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., Linda Cardellini, and Matthew Lillard. Nobody doing it better than them. Like, that's our Mystery Inc. Now, when it comes to cartoons and everything, that's a different story. We could argue that, the cartoons are like where it's at, but for us, when we think of Scooby-Doo, we automatically think of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Just because that's so big with us.
Right.
So, and we've had those really bad other live-action movies, and I wouldn't say they're, like, awful, but they're not what we're used to, It's not like, I mean, like I said, we got blessed with the upper echelon of live action cartoon movies, So
don't get me wrong too. If I was to go back now and watch them, it probably is slightly cringe.
No, they still hold up. I don't care what nobody says, especially the first one. Now the second one, I've not watched as much, but that first one is honestly, both of them, they're so funny, bro. Like, the stuff that Shaggy says in those movies is some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Right. And that's what made up for any of the cringe stuff, though, was just certain scenes that we got in those movies just made you forget about it and made you forgive it.
The only thing that I could think is probably anywhere near cringe is, like, the graphics. Especially in the first one. The first one, like, the graphics, the way the monsters look, yes, that's outdated. That's 2002 or 2003. So, yeah. But, like, it's just the comedy, man. Like, they're not going to have comedy like that in any other Scooby-Doo movies. I mean, it's not the first thing I think of, but I automatically think of, like, the part where Fred's, he's took over by the monsters, and he's like, when he walks up to Scooby and Shaggy, and he's like, yo, the bitch was like, what? And I was like, later on. He's like, you know what I mean, dog? And he looks down at Shaggy and just, dog. And Scooby's like, keeping it real. Like, it's just the goofiness and the funniness of it. And honestly, what I hope that this show does, and what I've been wanting, is I'm wanting a more scary base. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see the funniness. I want to see the hilariousness. But also, we're living in a day and age where, horror can be hit or miss. And I think adding a horror aspect to these movies, like more of a horror aspect, and not just it being monsters. Like you said, Scooby witnesses a murder. Like, it's like, the thought of the possibility of, like, what if the Mystery Inc. gang had to deal with Ghostface, right? And like that kind of partake.
Right.
Like instead of trying to prove that Old Man Jenkins is the lunar ghost in the opening part of the original movie, it's like I want them to be like the Coolsville Ripper is really this guy, killing people. Like, I just think that'd be cool, man. Like, I think that's, like, the only way that you're really going to get people, like, really being like, oh, snap, this is cool. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you the way you get people to buy into this, okay? This is just my opinion. Don't aim it at the kids of today.
No, don't. I mean, of course,
aim it at the generation that grew up with
Now,
with
honestly,
the 2000s.
we're probably going to get some Gen Z quotes in there, which we're going to have to live with. But yeah,
That's okay. This is besides the point.
Yeah.
Either way, don't aim at today's kids.
No.
Don't aim at them. They're not the target audience. You want my personal opinion? That's been the mess up with a lot of these other movies, like Transformers and G.I. Joe. Aiming at the wrong audience. You have to aim at the audience in which the original TV shows and original movies came out for.
like what
The ones that grew up watching the older stuff. Right. Aim at that audience because that's the audience that's going to want to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
And another thing, I'm just throwing out here for the love of all, just be blatant honest on Shaggy.
Yes. Make him a
Okay,
stoner.
quit trying to hide. Quit trying to hide that he's a stoner.
Yeah.
Quit trying to hide that he loves smoking weed and that he's a hippie and just loves it and that he always has the munchies. Quit hiding it from us.
Honestly,
Don't hide that.
when I'm thinking of somebody that could when I'm thinking of how Shaggy should be portrayed, not fully, but loosely based around I've said this multiple times, and I've probably said it to you, Ridge. One of the last people one of the final people in Cabin in the Woods, the stoner guy in Cabin in the Woods. He literally has got the long, dirty blonde hair. He dresses hippie-ish. He's a stoner. Make it like you said. Don't hide the fact that he's a stoner. Come on, people. Literally, Shaggy's always got the munchies. The dude literally eats dog treats. Don't hide it. Don't. Just be blatantly honest.
Like I said, we aim towards the people that grew up with it that are all adults now that know clear as day what Shaggy or how Shaggy actually is and why he actually eats so much. I mean, they aimed at it in the 2000s movie.
Yeah.
It was just not blatantly said like it should be said. That's one of those things that you got to do is just put it out there for us.
And that's another
You
thing.
know?
It's it's not just with Shaggy either. I mean, it's and I know we don't talk about this blasphemous stuff, but the Velma show. Don't I don't want to sound bad on this, guy, so please just hear me out. Don't race swap the
Whatever you have to say about that whatever you have to say about that show, say it with your chest.
I'm saying it with my chest. I got it pecked out. So, first of all, don't race swap the characters. There's no need to race swap the characters. I mean, the only thing that I would accept is casting someone that's Latino for Velma because that makes sense. And here's the thing is, don't make Daphne a dope head or a dope dealer. Don't mess this show up, and don't end up making Scooby-Doo a black lady. And that's where I was saying, I'm not trying to, get canceled here, but how do you change the most iconic character of the franchise to a human? You catch my drift?
That was one issue with that show.
Then, the show was literally made just to break the barriers and, try to, change people's opinions on it. They constantly push the fact that Fred was a privileged white guy and stuff like that. We don't need that. I mean, we get it. The only thing that, and I'm going to go back around to the Cabin in the Woods stuff, bro. The Cabin in the Woods is the closest thing we've got to an actual horror version of Scooby-Doo than anything. Chris Hemsworth was the blonde, buff jockey guy. Then you had his girlfriend who had the mean girl energy type stuff. Then you had the stoner. Then you had the girl who was more investigative and everything. And, weird to say, but that's literally in the movie, quote unquote, the virgin. And it's like, I want the energy of the guy who is the jockey guy, then the girl who's got the mean streak, and then the girl who's the nerdy girl that people usually make fun of, but she finds a friend group, then the stoner who's just, he's happy to be there, happy he's got friends, but gets scared shitless, excuse my French, when this stuff starts to happen. And then, yes, I want the dog to talk. It's Scooby-Doo, bro. Like, I don't care if it's not realistic. Make the dog talk, for God's sake. And like I'm wrestling around with the thought. I wrestle around with the thought of having Shaggy being the only person being able to understand him because he was always high.
I was going to say, now hear me out. We could go down the rabbit hole of what I had created for my cartoon replacement story of Scooby-Doo, where it was that Shaggy is so high all the time and so trippy all the time that he's the only one that can understand what Scooby's saying. Now, don't get wrong, Scooby can still sit there and like point and everything, like can slightly point out like the directions and everything to everyone else, but they can understand him. But meanwhile, Shaggy can, because he actually is so far gone in all of his trips that he hears the dog talk.
And
and then later on, if you do Scooby snacks the right way, it's a little snack that if everyone eats it, you all trip to extent, but you all can hear the dog talk yourselves.
Dude, I just thought about something that blows my mind. And you can call me, I want your honest opinion on this, but this is like legit. What if, to Velma, Daphne, and Fred, these is just like normal mass serial killers, right? But what if when Shaggy is tripping out, he sees these big ass monsters like Jeepers Creepers and
language.
Sorry. But like Jeepers the Creeper, or the Aqua guy, or like the Cotton Candy guy, or the Black Knight, stuff like that. What if he is like seeing these weird versions of these people because he's tripping out?
I mean, that would be a way.
It's cool, and it's like honestly a cool take. But the key part that we really need to say.
I mean, if you want to,
I was just going to say the key part that you really need to keep to move on from this is say that just keep the characters original to their original characters. Don't change how they are. Don't change who they are. Make them who the characters are in the cartoon, man. Like that's my fault with it is don't like change stuff that's gonna drastically change who the character is or change what the character's looked at like,
Yep.
Because that's my part. Because I grew up loving Scooby-Doo. I've watched the Scooby-Doo movies, the cartoons. I've watched it all. And they need to be who they are. They need to be the OGs. They need to be just who I said they are. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to give us what we deserve when it comes to Scooby-Doo. Like you said, Ridge, there's no need to fan service the current age or the current millennium just to be like, oh, well, they're the breadwinners. No, your breadwinners are the people who has been waiting for a faithful readaptation of these characters. And honestly, if you want to go around and say that these are the younger versions of the Mystery Inc. that we know, that's cool too. I'm alright with that. Because, I mean, that would make me feel somewhat better about it. But, either way, you got anything else to say about McKenna Grace being Daphne?
No.
I'll just say lastly, I've seen that she's doing her research, watching the animated movies that I grew up watching, like Cyber Chase, Alien Invaders, Witch's Ghost, stuff like that. So I've got hopes. And last thing, if you bring the Hits girls in this, you better not make her a crack addict. because
If you're gonna bring in the Hex Girls, wait
yes.
for like season 2 or something. Like hold off on them. Don't bring in a bunch of people right off the rip.
And let's be real, if you're gonna bring in the Hex Girls, get somebody who is known in the alternative music world to play Thorn at least, like Poppy or Courtney LaPlante. Somebody like that who can sing and add a little scream into it, bruh. I mean, if the Hex Girls were real today, they would be screaming. Come on, cuz I know better. But either way, or honestly, bring the Warning. If you've not heard the Warning, I mean, they could be the Hex Girls. That'd be cool. On to our next topic before we get too rambling, and keeping on the slight topic of McKenna Grace, and this is going to be a quick one, just a really announcement. So, y'all know Scream 7 comes out this Thursday. Ice Nine Kills, a few days ago, released their official track for the movie, Twisting the Knife. And McKenna Grace is featured on the song as an actual singer. She actually is featured in it. She doesn't just have one line throughout it or whatever. She actually sings on the song throughout the whole song. And I thought that was really cool to have someone who's actually in the movie in the song. And the fact that they found out that she's a fan of the band, and Spencer was automatically like, yo, she's a fan of us, why not have her on the song? Because she does have her own music. She is a singer herself. So I think it was really cool. It was really smart. I thought it was really smart how they did the song, because Ice Nine's already done a song called Your Number's Up about Scream. And, there was a part of me that wanted Twisting the Knife to be a little heavier, just because I like when Ice Nine does their heavier stuff. But when I sat there and listened to the song and thought about it multiple times, it's cool because Your Number's Up is from the point of view of Ghostface, but Twisting in the Knife is the point of view of the survivor or the victim. So it's just like really cool that the fact that they had her in the song, and McKenna Grace does conventions now, and Spencer does conventions too, and they're already offering Twisting the Knife photo ops where Spencer's wearing his suit and McKenna Grace is wearing the dress from the video. So it's like, that's really cool that she's now an official part of the Inkverse or the Horrorverse, whatever they call Ink's universe. So it's just really cool as a fan of Ice Nine, who's been rocking since 2018. Thank you, Rich, for introducing me to the band.
Of course.
But if y'all know me, this is, besides Metallica and Avenged Sevenfold, this is probably my favorite band of all time. Maybe Asking Alexandria up to a point, but I've been in the top 0.1% of their fandom in any streaming service over the last 8 years. So like, you can't blame me. But it's like I said, it's just really cool to see her in the video with Spencer, and can't wait for the new album. Can't wait to hear more about it. And it was also cool to have David Arquette in the music video too. He did call Ice Nine Kills 9-inch kills in the music video, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on from that. But I just had to bring that up since we were talking about McKenna Grace.
Hey, can I drop a side note real quick on while we're here?
Yeah, go ahead.
How long until they get a movie?
Well, here's the thing on that. To me, so throughout their, I mean, you're right, but they do have a movie coming out, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, because they got a movie coming out called Slaughtering of the Christ, and it's not really the band; it's more Spencer. But I think, from what I'm seeing, it's gonna be like a slasher horror movie that takes place at like a Christian college. But I don't know yet. It's, the name throws me off. It's, as a Christian, it's kind of, and that's another reason why I liked the Twisting the Knife song so much, because me and you both have agreed, like the laugh track, the whole God Can't Save Us part really throw me off. But back to what your question is in their music videos over the last 2 albums, it's been a movie. It's just been one.
Well, yeah, I know, but like, I mean, like,
But no, you're right. Like, I would like to, honestly, I would like to see them put all of that together to make a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, even if they put it all together, like, I mean, like an actual big production
honestly, at this point, they
size
should be able
movie
to. I mean, Spencer should be able,
from like Universal.
right. Spencer should be able to at least start helping produce movies to the point where Ice Nine could get their own movie. I mean, Welcome to Horrorwood is such a great concept for a movie. I mean, think about it. It's close concept to Scream, but think about it. He's got the fan base that they call psychos, and he could be He's the lead singer of a band who's killing people in the middle of his concerts, and it gets to the point where he gets beaten, and now he's coming back, and it's like he's not dead, but he's disfigured, and he's got a disfigured face under a new mask type thing. Like, you're right. They should get a movie. They're so smart and they're so knowledgeable about horror movies. Why haven't they got a movie, right?
I mean, and the fact too, the reason why I bring up Universal too is because I mean, I think here in the near future, there's a possibility of them getting a house at
I actually just
Halloween Horror Nights.
I actually just saw a TikTok yesterday where a girl at their convention asked them if they would do a house at HHN, because I mean, think about it, the Weeknd's got it. It got 2 houses, right? Or is it just 1?
Yep.
But-
They got Weekend got the 1 house,
Right, okay, but
but it happened to have both.
yeah, Ice Nine really is the perfect band to have a Horror Nights house. Like, there's no other band and no other musical artist, maybe besides Michael Jackson. I feel like a Thriller house would be cool, but for Ice Nine to be able to do a house at HHN would just make the most sense. They've got their own killer, so you wouldn't have to worry about getting a property of a different movie company. They've got their own killer. I mean, honestly, they've already done Halloween, they've already done Jason, they've already done Scream, and so you could have the different parts of the songs and be the different movies, and also with Silence running around too. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like you said, Rich, I don't see how
What if?
they need their big movie for sure.
Hear me out too. It's a wild idea. What if, and again, too, at the same time, I'm thinking out loud, so apologies for beating around the bush here. Mm-hmm. What if they got a horror musical movie?
Perfect, bro. Literally, I watch music reviews like crazy. Like, I watch people react to music videos like constantly. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorite things to do. And one of the last reactions I watched to Twisting the Knife was they were first time listeners of Ice Nine Kills, and they were saying that Spencer's voice is very theatrical. Like, you could tell that he was probably a theater kid. And the thing is that's how I've been saying. I mean, you know, they call it horrorcore, right? Like, they call their music horrorcore or whatever, but I've been calling it theatercore. Just because they're so theatric with their stuff. They know what they're doing. So for them to have their own Repo or their own version of Moulin Rouge, where it's like it could be a jukebox musical of their own music, you know, something like that. Or honestly, just a whole original movie, like with original music, where it's like a rock horror musical, you know. And like with how versatile they are with their sound, where they can go from the old school ska to the old school 2009 2010 metalcore sound to what they do now to what they're progressing to, you know, like they've got so many opportunities just to make such a plethora of things, man. And that's what I love about this band so much, is because they change their ways and they change their sound and they twist things so much that it's like when we're thinking of the next song that they're going to do or the next thing they're going to do, it's like, man, it's kind of hard to piece together what they're going to do because they're so versatile. Like last year, who could have told you that Ice Nine Kills was going to do a song about the Matrix? Like who could have told you that Ice Nine Kills is going to do a song based on Jack Nicholson's Joker? Or you know, like they're so left and right, it's awesome. And it's like they're so unpredictable. That's what I love about them so much, and just the fact that they do it with expertise. Like if you literally listen to the songs and know the movies that they sing about or the content they sing about, they know what they're talking about. And that's what I love about them. But we can move on to the next subject. Sorry, I knew I was going to get off with it. I apologize.
No, you're good, man.
So next up, over this last week, we got some movie trailers. We got a couple new trailers out. First off, one that I feel like we got some things to say about is Toy Story 5. Rich, I'll let you go ahead and say your piece on this, man.
Isn't it just incredible how Disney has managed to make characters balding?
Yeah, and honestly, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense that Woody is balding because he's not been touched up in a long time.
Well, I mean, we've had from Finding Dory, Dory's father had a hairline.
Yeah.
Like a receded hairline on him, and now Woody has a bald spot on the back of his head. It's just hilarious that we are getting into this type of stuff with making older characters and making them have bald spots and receded hairlines like they do.
Right.
Like that, and how he's using a handkerchief as a poncho, and they ask him, it's like, what's that around your neck? They call it a poncho.
Right.
It's funny.
It is funny.
It's funny stuff, and I'm very much so looking forward to this. And we're also getting, it had hints of Buzz and Woody back at each other's throats again,
and that's the part that gets me excited.
And that,
like,
yeah,
and it's like you know,
we haven't had that in a while.
There's parts of us that's like, why are they doing this? There's no need for a Toy Story 5. The story should have ended at 3. Like, there's so many things that we could say about this movie. Now, there's parts of me that are excited for this movie because, you know, we do get the gang back together. You know, Woody and Buzz are bickering back and forth at each other, and like, I like the idea that they're bringing up that Woody's balding because he's not been painted in a long time, and different things like that. But I'm just, and we got to get with the times, but I'm kind of back and forth on the leap pad or the lily pad, whatever they're calling it, be the villain. Like, it's so weird. And like, there's a whole part in the trailer where like Bonnie is being made fun of because she still got toys, but the kids are just playing with iPads or leap pads or lily pads, whatever they call it. And that's the part that throws me off about it.
Well, I mean, listen, the way I see it is like, this is supposed to be, well, no duh, but this is supposed to be the villain of the toys of today's day and age. Because if you look at it a lot of times, even like from my own experience, you'll see kids more so on iPads rather than having a toy now.
Yep.
Like, there was a time whenever you could go in a restaurant and you would see a kid coloring on a little pad or just letting their imaginations run wild with the crayons or whatever. Nope, it's not like that anymore. Now it's kids are either watching a tablet really loud at the table, or they're watching their parents' phone really loud at the table. Sometimes they don't, I will admit, because I've, at certain points while I've been out to eat, I would let my own child watch my phone while we ate. But I mean, I had it turned all the way down because she didn't have to hear what was going on to know what was being said because she's seen it so much.
At this point, it's like, kids are so desensitized, they have to have something like that to keep them quiet or keep them from going ape ballistics, But like, but like you said, the fact that and we're going to sound so old saying this, and we're not even 30 yet. Back in our day,
I mean, everybody now says that we are old. I mean, have you seen all the TikToks of anyone that has 19 in their freaking birthday all of a sudden are back in black and white or pioneers or of the dinosaur age now? All right, we're old.
But like the fact that, I do like the fact that they are touching up on this because it is realistic. It's what's happening in the world today. Kids would rather play with a tablet or something like the fact rather than play with a toy. And that's a sad reality, and that's what they're touching up in this movie. And honestly, I do feel like that's a part keeping up, like making the Toy Story movie more for us and not more for the kids. You get what I'm saying? Just because it's like we're watching the downfall of our childhood. So it's like,
I mean,
like our childhood is facing the current childhood.
I think in the end, either way, it's going to reflect both sides. I mean, that's what Disney's been really good at. You look at, the best one I can think of off the top of my head is Inside Out 2.
Right.
It touched on stuff that was good for kids, but it also touched on stuff that hit emotional levels for adults too. I mean, who would have thought I would have been sitting there getting teary-eyed because they were sitting there talking about freaking having anxiety and the anxiety attacks
that got
not feeling like you're enough right there. It's like, holy crud.
Right.
This is a kid's movie, but at the same time, it's moving on an adult level too, like stuff that we don't talk about a lot. And so it's nice to see even in a kid's movie today, So
I will say the thing that makes me nervous about
even
this
with
movie,
Toy Story 5, it will have...
Well, go ahead and finish what you're saying. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, I think in Toy Story 5 we'll see points where it will connect with us a lot, but at the same time, it should have a good spot with the kids too.
Right. See, the thing that makes me nervous about this movie is I'm afraid that the ending is going to be like technology winning, and the toys are just like, what can we do? Honestly, realistically, the ending is probably going to be like, hey, we can coexist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can have time with her, we can have time with her, but it's like, there's a part of me that's like, what if the ending is like the toys are just like, we can't do nothing about it anymore. We're just going to have to fade into oblivion. And it's like, metaphorically, they're going into the furnace like they almost did in the third movie. Like,
I think there's a possibility of that, or at a certain point in the movie, they should have a callback to Toy Story 2 where they sit there and think, we might have been better off behind a glass box in a museum somewhere and just had kids be able to come running up to us and just see us. Honestly, or have adults look at us and say, hey, we remember that because we used to play with those.
Honestly,
I mean, if you look at museums today,
what I really hope happens is I hope like somehow Andy gets them back, and they get he takes them in for his kids.
And maybe that's the case. That, or I don't know what's going to happen here. It's going to be interesting to say the least.
Especially now that it's a culture of people collecting, toys and collecting figures and stuff like that. Like, why not have it where Andy gets them back and they're a part of his collection and they get to live the rest of their lives in this collection together forever with Andy. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
That's just me. I need.
Right.
I don't need another so long partner. I don't need another so long partner. I'll die.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm fine with having another version of that, but at the same time, too, the only thing is if you let them go into a collection, you're doing what Toy Story 2 was originally going to do with the Woody's Roundup gang.
Right. I just
And I got a whole nother rant that I'm thinking of right now in my head, but I'm going to hold off. That has to do with Woody's Roundup and Buzz Lightyear.
right.
The Lightyear movie that we got. Yeah, I could go on a good little tear on
Yeah.
all of that. But I'm not going to this time because we've been going for a good minute, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah.
All right, so again, Toy Story 5 comes out this year. We'll probably talk about it more as we get close to it, and probably talk about it more whenever after it comes out. But yeah, on to the next trailer that we got this week. And honestly, I'm sorry, Rich. I know how you feel about recent Star Wars stuff, but this Mandalorian and Grogu movie is actually making me excited for Star Wars again. I mean, I've always liked the Mandalorian show. I need to rewatch the third season because I don't remember much from it. But the Mandalorian is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I just love his style, love the way he looks, and love the way he sounds. And Grogu is a great character. It's hard not to like Grogu, man. And this trailer just looks like this movie's going to be fun. It's going to be action packed. It sounds like there's a decent story behind it. It looks pleasing to me. And I'm not saying that it won't be bad because it still can be. But I just think that it gives me hope that this movie's going to be good. And I'm hoping this is like another, with Maul coming out and this and everything. I hope that we're starting to see another, big bring up for Star Wars. What's your thoughts, man?
I am glad it's doing something for you.
Yeah, I know.
Because it ain't doing jack diddle nor squat for me. Not a single thing from that trailer made me excited to go out to movie theaters to watch that. Not a single part of it made me think that needs to be released in the movie theaters as a movie. It still has the feel of the way I see it is it has the feel of a season finale to a TV show.
And that I'm not disagreeing
like
with.
This is the final piece. But not a single part of it makes nothing makes any moves for me. Not a single part of that got me excited and made me think, I really need to go see this in a theater. I mean, I don't know, it's just not moving the needle for me.
I will say, I did. Last week when I went and watched Sin Help, I got to see the trailer in 3D. And I know not all of us really watch 3D anymore, but I had to watch Sin Help in 3D. So when they showed this trailer in 3D, I watched it, and honestly, it looks crazy. Honestly, the 3D honestly made me more excited for it than just the regular trailer part of it did, just because it looks awesome in 3D. But I don't know. I guess it's just the fact that Grogu is being more than just this little funny baby at this point. He's doing more stuff in it, and he's developing more as a character. But I'm not.
Where?
I mean, he's still.
Where was he acting more?
He's still doing
than just the baby.
He's still doing his goofy stuff, but seeing him drive that little pod thing and seeing him wearing the armor with the Mandalorian's logo on his chest, and it's getting to see him possibly do some more things actiony in this movie. Just I don't know. But I do agree with you on the fact that it does feel like the season finale of a show or something like that. I'm kind of back and forth on why this is a movie. I mean, my real guess is
this could have been a special on Disney Plus,
right? But the fact, it's probably the fact of how big Pedro Pascal's got over since the Mandalorian's been a thing.
I'm sorry, he's not in the movie, is he?
Yes, he is. He's in the trailer.
Where?
It shows him without his helmet on in the trailer.
Okay, he's in the movie for an X amount of minutes probably, and the rest of it's going to be another actor because they didn't want to pay to have him in it.
It's still his voice. That's the thing. I mean,
Okay.
the Mandalorian's voice is still his voice.
So it's still his voice.
Yeah.
You still got Grogu acting the same
They're
to
not-
me.
I'm not like I
Just
said.
slightly put on different stuff and
I'm not
doing some small side quests.
I'm not disagreeing.
Who's the
with
villain?
Right now, I'm starting to think it's going to be Jabba the Hutt's son because I know Jabba the Hutt's son apparently is in it, and he kind of pops up in the trailer too. So,
Hey, but that doesn't move the needle for me, you
right,
know?
no, I knew you wouldn't be on.
You can't sit there and tell me that Jabba the Hutt's son moves the needle for you
No,
in
no.
excitement for a villain.
I know there's the Star Wars fans that's like we don't need the lightsaber battles or anything like that, but that's the Star Wars I like. So it's like I agree with that part. Like there's nothing like it's. I'm just excited because it looks like a fun movie. But like you
I
said,
understand not having a lightsaber battle. Okay, I
right.
get it.
Yeah, I do too.
You
I
know,
do
that's
too.
that's why I imagine that there might be some decency to this Starfighter
Yeah, I'm excited for that
movie that
for
we're
sure.
getting. Sure, but again, show me the excitement behind and sell me on why I should go see this in the movie theaters.
Right now,
You know,
like I said,
because
that
there's
part
not a
makes-
single thing. There's not a single thing that is making me want to say I need to go buy a ticket to go watch that
right,
at the Athens Movie Palace.
right, and
There's not
I
a
get that.
single bit of me saying that I even want to watch this whenever it comes out to Disney Plus.
right.
I was lost on Mando and Grogu after season 2. And all I've heard is not great things about season 3 because of it just didn't do anything for anyone.
Right.
The biggest thing that I heard about season 3 was the fact that you had Jack Black and Lizzo pop up.
And in season 3, you got
And I thought, what the heck?
in season 3 you got to see a Jedi in one of the flashbacks from Grogu that was played by the guy who played Jar Jar Binks.
I mean, you got to see a Jedi whenever Luke Skywalker comes into it.
Well, just the fact that the guy who played Jar Jar Binks was a Jedi, that's the thing, but
I mean, there's nothing moving the needle on this.
right. And honestly, that's my fault with Star Wars right now is, you know, especially hearing that they canceled the movie the Search for Ben Solo. Like, I know people ain't the biggest fans of the sequel trilogy, but I love the sequel trilogy. And especially Kylo Ren. So that would have been really cool, but honestly, I just want to get back to a new trilogy. You get what I'm saying? Like like you said, I want a Star Wars movie that makes people like you're not excited to see this in theaters. You're not going to go see this in theaters. But I want a Star Wars movie that makes people go, "Oh my god, I have to see that in the theaters." Like a Star Wars movie that
I don't want it to make me say that. I just want it to make me more so interested in give me a reason to go watch it, you know?
And you know, honestly,
Like-
that Starfighter movie might do that, but
Maybe.
Right,
It's
maybe.
going to have to give me a really good trailer. It's not sold me just because they have what's his face starring in it.
Gosling, yeah,
So there has to be certain things that make me be like, "Yep, that's what I want to see. That's what's going to get me to go watch it."
right,
Like, you give me a really good villain, I'm going to be a little bit more interested.
right,
Like, for this Mando and Grogu movie, they need something other than you tell me that Jabba the Hutt's son is going to be the villain. You need some big villain to take on that spot to make me think, oh, okay, this might be interesting. This might be something I actually want to watch whenever it comes to streaming.
All right. You know, honestly,
But nothing's doing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Did you watch the Ahsoka show?
No.
Look, the Ahsoka show, I feel like, though it's a show and it has a lot to tell, so it makes sense that it's a series. But there was so many parts in the Ahsoka show that would have been killer in a movie theater. One, the villain, rest in peace, the guy who played him, he was phenomenal. Like, that's a villain. He was a former Jedi who turned against the Jedi Order, and he's kind of like, he wasn't really with the Empire, but he wasn't a good guy, so he was a villain. He had his own Padawan that he was training, and we got the story. And that's another thing that could have drawn the people to the theaters, that they were bringing more characters from the Rebels and stuff like that. Like we got Ezra from Rebels in it, and I can't remember her name, but the one that was in relationship with Kanan Jarrus and people like that. But we got the best part of the Ahsoka series, in my opinion, those really insane parts with Anakin, right? And stuff like that is, I feel like, the stuff we need to see in a theater, and the draw of those characters. And honestly, the Obi-Wan series could have been a movie, but I honestly, I see it more the more I think about it. I still don't understand why they made this a movie. Like I said, it's probably just because the popularity of Pedro, even though you rarely see his face in it.
Well, it's not even the popularity of Pedro; it's the popularity of Grogu,
right?
And how big of a pop he had whenever the TV show started,
right?
And Baby Yoda, that's what they're going off of. And I guarantee you, more so than not, too, with this being a movie, you're going to be trying to aim at kids more so than you are adults.
Yeah.
Because more kids see Baby Yoda and just absolutely love the idea of Baby Yoda because it's a cool little plushie that they can find at Walmart.
Right. Honestly, to be real with you, and people will probably disagree with me on this because it could be a series too. I think it would be cool if the Jedi Fallen Order story was a movie or movies, because you have great villains, especially in the first game when you got the sisters and the Inquisitors they looked awesome, the fifth sister and the sixth sister and stuff like that, with Vader showing up at the end of it and going to town and different things like that. Then the things with the Night Sisters, and just Cal Kestis is such a cool character. I feel like those would be really cool in theaters. But yeah, I don't know. We probably need to move on from this. But either way,
listen. In all fairness, I have no idea how long we've been going. Pretty sure we've been a little over an hour.
Yeah, we've been going about an hour 20 minutes or so.
Okay, I say we call it here. I know we had one more topic, but the last topic that we was going to address is going to be a hefty amount.
Okay.
So I think we just hold off until the next podcast to discuss that, just because of how much stuff there is right there.
Yeah, and so disregard the Avengers Doomsday plot leak thing. Sorry if we got you excited about that.
Just yeah.
Now,
I'm sure. Can you fix it? You can fix the title, can't you?
Maybe. If I can, I will. Now, before we get off here, last week I told you guys that we had a special thing announced where we talked about possibly partnering up with Athens Movie Palace, and we did get the confirmation, and we got the confirmation that this Thursday, on the 26th, at it's probably going to be 6:45, 6:15. Check their listing. We'll be there at the premiere for Scream 7. I don't know who all will be there. I know I'll be there, and I know Caleb will be there, and, Brittany and all that. But, we're officially going to be there for the premiere, the Thursday night premiere for Scream 7. We're excited to, to have a partnership or working with the Movie Palace. I was just there today, so it's like, that's so cool for us. And, just the fact that we get to, see you guys, talk to you guys about this movie, talk about a franchise that I love, and I know that at least the other guys respect or, think is good. I'm excited to see how this movie turns out. I've recently been thinking about, various things that'll happen in this movie and things that'll possibly happen in this movie. I'm just excited for this to be a thing. I don't know how much we'll get out of it, but even if we get only a few interviews and possibly talk to somebody, talk about the movie a little bit to you guys, I'm just pumped about it. I'm excited to see what happens. And yeah, guys, this Thursday on the 26th, check on their website athensmoviepalace.com or go to their Facebook Athens Movie Palace. They update their timings every Thursday, so honestly, give me a second. I just thought about that. They probably already have the times up for Scream 7. Let's see. Yes, they do. 7 o'clock on Thursday is when the movie starts. So 30 minutes before showtime, 6:30 is when they'll open the doors. So we'll be there up until the movie starts. And yeah, guys, if y'all are down free Thursday night and want to come watch a good movie, come hang out with us and watch the movie, man. All right, Ridge, you got anything else to say, brother?
Sorry for the call on the Audible to skip over the plot leaks, but yeah, I figured we'd been on here a hot minute.
We're both working men.
We got into some deep conversations on a few different topics, and we both got to work in the morning, so
yeah,
figured it was a good idea to call an audible.
Yeah. Well, guys, like we always say, like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, grab your next of kin's phone, PlayStation controller, whatever you got to do. Subscribe to us. Maybe they'll like us. And help us get to our goal of 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We're only 6 away.
We are 6 off.
We're only 6 away, guys. So, yeah, But if you've got nothing else to say, Ridge, that's it, man. We hope we see you.